Mr. McCarthy. What brings you in today?
Well, fighting with my wife.
Okay, you've been fighting with your wife. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Well, our youngest is starting school, and she wants to return to work, and I don't want her to.
Okay, can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Well, women where I grew up, they're homemakers. Their job is in the home.
Okay, so you feel it would be a bad thing for your wife to work because it's not what you're accustomed to.
No, they're supposed to cook, clean, and take care of the family.
Okay. Is there any benefit of her going back to work?
I don't know. I personally feel like it's an embarrassment.
So you'd be embarrassed if your wife went back to work. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
I mean, the man is supposed to provide for the family. And if she does that, it's like demeaning me.
Okay.
Like that I am not a good provider.
Okay, so you feel by your wife wanting to work that it kind of brings your manhood into question and that you're not able to provide for the family. Is that accurate?
Yes. Plus, like, if she's going back to work, is it to meet other people?
Okay. What do you think?
Possibly.
So you think your wife may want to go back to work to meet other people?
Men in particular.
Oh, to meet a man, okay. Why don't you tell me a little bit more about that? Why would you feel that way?
Because we're constantly fighting and bickering at home, and yeah, and I can just see it happening. That's why she wants her own money and meet new people, so she doesn't need to be at home anymore.
Okay. So it sounds like by her having a job and having some financial independence, it really brings to light some other issues within your relationship.
Well, I guess it does.
Have you talked to your wife about that? What do you think she would say if we had this conversation with her?
I think she'd say, "Oh, he's crazy," and that's not true.
How does that make you feel?
Well, obviously not good at all. I mean, the way I grew up, my father was like that. I remember as a child, my grandfather was like that. And the women were just very accepting of their role as a homemaker.
Okay, so this really challenges a lot of your beliefs growing up and how you were raised, and there's other issues that are come into consideration with this. Is there any positive to this whatsoever? Can you think of any positives that may come of your wife, working?
Well, if she's not running out on me, the extra money would be helpful.
So financially it could help the family.
Right.
That's good. Anything else?
Maybe having, this is going to seem rude, but like, if I came home for an hour, maybe she wasn't home, I could kick back and watch the game and not get told to get my feet off the couch.
So there may be some benefit for you to have a little bit of space between you and your wife, so that could be a positive. Okay.
Yeah. I never really looked at it that way.
Anything else?
Well, I didn't come in here looking for positives, but now I'm thinking, well, maybe like some time alone with my children might be fun, like having dad-kid time without my wife.
Okay, so good. So you came in here really upset today initially that you were upset about your wife, and we talked through that a bit, and there were some other issues there that maybe, some concerns in your relationship that maybe you want to talk to your wife about. But it wouldn't be the end of the world now that we're discussing a little bit further to question your thinking about that, and having some time alone with the children may be a positive. Having additional financial dependence, for her as well as the family, bringing another income in could be beneficial. What do you think our next steps should be?
Would it be possible for my wife to come in and we could maybe like have a conversation about this together? So like if it really started like getting heated, like we were in a more controlled environment.
Sure. Why don't you talk to your wife and see if she's willing to do that, and then reach back out to me. We'll set up another appointment. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. McCarthy.
Thank you.